everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are working on another lot for my custom world Stoneridge Valley. I do want to apologize for not posting any content for a while. I think it's been a couple of months. It's been quite busy. I've had a lot of things going on and I just haven't had much time to come in and build. And then of course the voiceover for it, just finding time to do that just has been a struggle these past few weeks. But the community lots are always lots that seem to be a little bit more like time consuming for me. I struggle more with trying to figure out what I want to build, how I want it to look, and everything else. So these ones tend to take quite a bit longer for me to finish and get completed. So I do want to apologize for that. And then also with this video, there's going to be some stuff that's going to be cut out, like the dropping of that fountain, for example, putting that a little bit lower. I didn't keep all the footage for that because it took me a really long time to even figure out what I wanted. And it ended up being a lot of footage, and I thought, well, we're going to have to cut some. There's just some areas you're just going to have to cut out. Can't be having videos that last an hour long. Nobody really wants to watch that. So, you know, the part of that fountain area and the little pool sections there for decoration, those kind of got cut out just because it took such a long time for me to figure out what I wanted to do. So basically a little bit about this lot here, this community lot. It is going to be what I'm going to consider like a farmer's market. It's kind of an area where I kind of figure the Sims that create their own goods, ones that harvest their own honey, or, you know, ones that are getting their vegetables and wanting to sell their vegetables, they're going to come here. Or maybe if you have a sim, you have the canning station maybe, and your sim makes a lot of jams, you could come here and sell your jams. So that was just kind of my thought for this lot here. The base world for this, the packs that I used for the base world really don't come with very much in the way of like market type of stuff. There's very limited on the registers. You don't really have any type of really any booths of any kind that you can put out that you can sell things. So unfortunately there's not a lot in this lot currently. The Sims can still come here, you can still purchase things. I do have a relic store that you'll see me getting around and building, and then I have one, it's just, the register is just called a general store. I'm not really too sure honestly what all you can buy there, because honestly I don't use a lot of registers when I play in the game. If they're there, they're there. I don't really do a lot with them, so I'm not too super familiar with everything that they can sell. But there will be the general store, the relic store is in here, and then I'm going to have another building that is going to be going to look basically the same. It's like a duplicate of the one that I'm building here, and that's going to be one where we can add more stuff later down the line. So I do have intentions of having the consignment store in this lot as well, but that's going to just have to wait until I am working on the actual save file and I have a little bit more packs and everything else. This is just basically for the base world itself, to go with the packs that I have listed, which I have discovered. I did kind of put out on my Patreon page already a small little apology. I did not realize when I was creating this world that the one pack, it's the outdoor living, I believe is what it's called in The Sims 3, I think. Anyway, I completely forgot about that pack. When I had gotten it, the only way you could get it, which I'd gotten it long ago, prior to, I'm pretty sure it was prior to Sims 4 even being announced, the only way I could get it was through a digital download. So I had gotten that through Amazon years ago, and unfortunately when I was trying to get the packs and everything working properly with the world editor, I had completely forgotten about that pack. And unfortunately, because of the way the world editor is using the EA app to load, because that's kind of how mine is loading anyway. I don't know about anybody else's, but when I go into the 3D view to work on the world or to insert lots and things like that, it goes through the EA app, and unfortunately I couldn't stop that download. It automatically downloaded the outdoor living, and I had completely forgotten about it because all the other packs that I'm using are installed manually with discs. And other than Barnacle Bay, that's probably when the outdoor living probably got installed automatically and I didn't catch it, was when I was doing Barnacle Bay. And unfortunately that's in this as well. And I thought about possibly, taking out any objects that were used. I really have to be careful on what I'm using now that I realize that I use that pack. But I decided to leave the pack in, because that one actually has quite a few candles that you can use like outdoors. And I used a ton of those candle lanterns in this lot here. You will see me starting to put them in. I believe I've also used them, I think, in the Shipwreck restaurant. I believe I put them in there as well. I didn't even realize that those came with the outdoor living. Unfortunately, I am not very good with what all comes in all the packs and everything else, like some are, unfortunately. So I did not catch that those were not. I thought, for whatever reason, I was thinking those came with either World Adventures or maybe it come with Dragon Valley. Dragon Valley was kind of the thought that I had, that those candles and lanterns came in, but apparently not. So I do apologize again. That pack is unfortunately going to be a requirement for this world, because I have decided not to take it out due to those lanterns, because I think they work really good for this world concept. So I have updated my download page on my Patreon, and I have added that pack as a requirement. So I just wanted to let you know that you will need to have that. Otherwise, I think if you were to download this world and not have that pack, I think the game will replace it with something else, and I have no idea what it's going to replace it with. So just know that if you downloaded the world and you open it up and something seemed off about maybe where I put those lanterns, that's probably why, if you didn't have that pack. So hopefully it's one that you can still digitally download. It's not something that I really look into, unfortunately, so I don't know. So hopefully you can still download that, and hopefully, there won't be any issues or problems in the future. So anyway, just back to this lot here that we're working on. Just trying to get everything figured out, the layout, which is always kind of a struggle for me. I do put bathrooms on this lot, so your Sims won't have to worry about having to go to the bathroom and not be able to go anywhere. So each of the buildings do have one restroom, and it just has one toilet in it. You can always add more things to the lot in your own save file if you would like. But with this, I'm just trying to keep it to a minimum. I don't want a lot of extra stuff, just because it would have been a lot different back then. But of course, I'm not expecting everybody to play in this world the same as what I have intentions of playing in it with. If you want to have cars and you want to have, all the running water and everything else, that's fine. It doesn't really bother me any. I did build the world, that way. It could be done if you wanted, with all the streets and everything. So it is fine, not a big deal. But I am hoping to just play in this world as if they don't have electricity or anything like that. So just kind of like we were just seeing right there, where I was rotating stuff for the pillars to hold up the part of the building there. That is a mod that I am using, that rotate stuff. I do use it periodically throughout the building process. But I don't use a ton of objects with that. Just, this one does have quite a few, especially when I'm trying to put the plants and stuff in. I do use the mod a lot to get those moved around. But they do it does glitch a little bit, this mod, when it comes to these objects. It just all depends on where you're trying to move them and everything else. So like, for example, right here, I'm trying to use it again. Now, when objects get lowered so far down or so far up, they do kind of glitch between the floors. So I don't do a lot of moving them up if there's a floor above, just because of that reason. But if you were to go down into like the, I don't know, the ground level, you will see the bookshelves. They are going to be there. They don't clip away like the upper floor stuff does, because according to the game, these are still now considered on the other floor, which also gives them a different color because they're a little bit darker. I mean, just a little bit different things like that that it will do. I mean, I'm okay with it. It gives kind of the look that I want, but I try not to do it too much just because I know it clips funny. So I do apologize if that does bother you. But there wasn't any, with the packs that I used, there wasn't anything in the way of shelving or any kind of displays that I could use for like this one here for them to put like their vegetables and stuff. Because again, this side is the general store. So in my mind, back in the day, a general store would have been a place where the people could have gone to buy, you know, miscellaneous things like more candles, or maybe they went and bought vegetables and fruits and things like that. So, you know, I was just trying to do what I could to try to get it to look as authentic as I could. And then even here I can't remember honestly if I kept this, but I tried making it look like there was buckets full of these grapes. I think I ended up taking it out because it ended up not working. Yeah, that was a huge mess. That took me so long to try to figure that out. And then once I did get it done, I did not like at all what it looked like. So I'm pretty sure I ended up getting rid of those grapes. So I ended up taking that portion out of the video just because, like I said, it was a mess and it was a headache. And it took me a very, very long time. So just moving this stuff onto these little, I mean, makeshift shelves, I guess you could say. I mean, they're bookshelves, but don't worry, your Sims aren't going to try to take anything out of them. I do use NROS a lot, and one of the options that you can do with using that mod is, I believe it is the debug enabler, I believe, in NROS that allows you to do this. You can disable all interactions. So I believe I emptied the bookshelves and then I took away all the interactions that was available on those bookshelves. So even you as a player cannot click on the bookshelf and get any books or even attempt to try to read. It's just going to pop up blank, like you're going to click on it and nothing's going to happen. Now if you have NROS in your game, you'll see the NROS menu, but again, there won't be anything there. You won't be able to read or take a book or anything like that. So you won't have to worry about any of your Sims glitching or resetting or getting mad because they can't take a book. I have gone ahead and taken care of that for you. So again, you know, just let me know if there's anything that you're noticing, any kind of glitching, or are Sims getting stuck somewhere? Are they not using something as intended? Like, is something not working properly? Let me know, and I can fix those lots in the world editor and upload a new version of it. That way all those issues are fixed. So just let me know of anything that you find. I'm trying to catch everything. I'm trying to look around the world periodically just to make sure I have everything done. But again, I might miss something, so just let me know in the comments below, or let me know on my Patreon page underneath the download. That's fine as well, and I will go ahead and put that on the list to get the stuff fixed. So we're getting about done with this lot, or not the lot itself, but this building here. There's still a lot of... I apologize for that loud clicking noise that was appearing in the video. That was actually one of my cats that was sitting on the piano, and he was just laying there peacefully, but he had his feet up against the one tray that holds your sheet music, and he kept moving his foot, and every time he did that, it made a really loud clanging noise. So I ended up having to take him out, and I had to shut the doors. Because he kept wanting to come back in and holler and throw a fit and complain, and he's now sitting outside the pocket doors throwing a fit because I locked him out of the room. So I do apologize that, but he can be quite noisy and I didn't really want all of his noise and everything that he's doing in the video. So anyways, like I was saying, there's still quite a bit of work that needs to be done on this lot that I'm working on. Now we're back at these fountains here and just trying to dressy them up a little bit, make them look a little bit nicer. They were just kind of put there and then just left there because I really liked the idea of this area, the center of the square, I guess, being sunken down a little bit. So now we're just going through and recoloring everything. I do go back to it periodically. I'm not sure. I think right here is pretty much where I end up finishing it up for the most part. It was a matter of trying to figure out what I wanted to do around these little fountain areas or these little pools to try to make them look a little bit nicer. So I didn't show the whole thing because, again, it takes a long time to put those rocks down, but I kind of showed a little bit of what I was doing. I just did that all the way around. So nothing really special about that. And those are those lanterns I was telling you about that I've used everywhere. Those are the ones that are from the outdoor living. So unfortunately you will need to have that pack. Otherwise those might get replaced with something else. And since there's no other lantern like that, I really couldn't tell you what that's going to end up replacing it with. It could be, it's hard to say what the game might replace it with. So here I am working on a pavilion. Now I don't think I show the full building of it because, again, something about this lot, it just kept giving me a lot of struggles to try to figure out how I wanted stuff to look. But you can kind of get the gist of what I'm doing here, trying to get it to look however I want it to look. I ended up fighting with that roof way too long, so I cut that part out. I ended up just using a diagonal, like, I'm not sure what it's called, just a diagonal regular roof on them sides. It ended up looking pretty good. And then I went ahead and put like a, you know, a little upper area here to, I don't know, just a little bit decorating. I did think it looked really nice. I liked how it ended up coming out, but there's a lot of trial and error with this one before I finally got it to the way I wanted it to look. And a flat roof on the top ended up being the route that I ended up going with. And it is open all the way up, so it kind of has like a cove area above. And I have a hanging light from it as well. So I think it turned out really nice. Just putting in the steps here. I like to wrap the area with a wall. You probably see me do that quite often in my lots. That's because if you do that and you make the game think that's inside of a house or building, it will put the side pieces on the steps. Sims 4 does that automatically now for you, so you don't have to do that little trick to do it. But in the Sims 3, unfortunately, it does not do that automatically, but you can make the game do it by putting it inside of a room. So I do that quite often. I've done it probably on every lot so far that I've done in this world that had steps outside. I just like the way that looks better than, you know, having them without. Now I'm just trying to figure out, I really wanted to have like windows up in that upper cove area. I think, almost can't remember. I think I ended up taking them out because as you can see, they kind of glitch. I used that mod again to move them down. And when you take the ceiling away or you go down a floor, the windows continue to stay there. Again, that's that glitch effect that I was telling you about earlier in the video. The game thinks they are on the other floor even though they look like they're, you know, the floor above. That's just one of the little glitches you got to be careful, especially with windows. Another thing that I have come across with the windows and moving them with the mod is they could potentially do like a cutaway on the wall. I don't think that happens anywhere in this lot that I've seen because I don't think I do that. I don't think I move the windows and keep them there in this lot. But in the next lot that I will be uploading, which is one of the houses for the wealthy, I do end up moving the dormer windows down like that just so they can look nice. They are going to glitch like that. They're going to have, they're going to be visible. Unfortunately, I am choosing the way it looks over like the outside look of it over the little glitch that it does. I can deal with having that glitch. That doesn't bother me any at all. If you can't stand it, just delete the windows and then, you know, go from there. But I'm okay with just dealing with the fact that they're glitching a little bit on the floor below. That wasn't bothering me all that much. But the one thing that I did notice in the other lot, I don't think, again, that it'll be in the video. It was something that I saw happen after I plopped it into the world. It created a cutout or a cutaway in the wall, and I was not aware it was going to do that. That was the first time I had ever done it, and then I had to go back into the 3D editor of the world editor and try to figure out how to fix it. I do end up getting them fixed, and I have loaded the game up multiple times now on my computer, and the cutaway glitch on the wall is not there. So I'm crossing my fingers that it never appears. I'm hoping that's taken care of and fixed, but again, just let me know if it suddenly starts happening. If I can get it to happen on my game, I should be able to fix it, but unfortunately, if I can't get it to happen, then I'm not going to be able to fix it. But again, deleting the window and then deleting the wall and clicking undo should solve it for you. Again, it has to do with that wall or those windows that I moved with that mod. So in all mods, if you're wondering, I do have on my webpage, which is PolarBearSims.com, I do have a page that shows all the mods that I'm using, and it should be at the top. It's like a builder's mod or something like that. I'm not sure what the actual title of it is. So, but if you're interested in it, you can get to the download through my website. So just going in and just doing some more adjustments. I had been trying to figure out this whole entire time building, how am I going to get anybody upstairs? Now the upstairs is kind of, I guess you could say, up to you on how you want to use it. I kind of have it designed to maybe simulate or look like there's apartments up there. I don't know if I'm going to fully use or utilize the upstairs myself when it comes to playing in the game, but the space is there if you would like to add more shops. Maybe if you want to have another register up there, you could do that. Or if you want to extend the current shop that's down on the first floor and have a second floor for it, go right ahead. Do, you know, whatever it is that you need to do or what you would like to do, that's fine. The space is there for you to do whatever you would like to do with it. I've even added just a few lanterns just to light it up a little bit at night. That way it does look like there's lights on inside while you're playing, and some of the light will shine through the windows. So now they do have this small little like turret area here. I do put a ladder in for you, so the ladder is there if you would like to use it. Maybe your Sims shop needs to have a little storage area and put a little bit of supplies. They can put everything up there. So again, it is there for you to use however you would like to use it as. So we're just going through and doing some more of the landscaping throughout. I bounce around a lot. I tend to do that a lot with community lots because sometimes I sit here and I just look at it and think, what more can I do? I'm not sure what else I can do with it. And then I just kind of like bounce around and do this and that all over the place. So the other area that I did that just looks like it has a few benches and some trees and pathways, that's kind of the area that I'm kind of thinking that more or less your farmer's market could take place at. If you were to have I'm not too sure what it comes with, but there is a store content item that you can get. I think it even comes with, I don't know if it actually comes with the building or it just comes with like wallpapers and stuff, but you can get like these little carts, and your Sims can actually sell things from them carts. So the stuff that your Sims have or grow or make, you know, like your candles or your honey or, you know, jam, stuff like that, you can sell it, I believe, at these carts. So my thought process is, if you were to have those, your Sim could set up a cart in that little open area with the trees and paths and stuff, and your sim could sell their goods at this farmer's market. So that's kind of, again, the idea that I have for this lot, is just a place for sims to sell and trade goods and, you know, try to make a living off of. A lot of your lower income properties back in the day, especially the ones out in the country area that wasn't near town, they would make a lot of their flour and grains, and they would make homemade stuff, and once a week or once a month they would load all that up in carts, and they would truck the long travels, you know, by cart and horse into town just to try to sell their goods. That way they would be able to have some money for their family. So that was kind of my thought again for this. And then of course it was kind of an afterthought of, well, where are your sims going to put the horses? So I do have them here on the side. They should work just fine for you attaching your horse. Again, you might need to download the no rope breaking mod, otherwise, you know, you might struggle. Like I always seem to struggle with my horse and always have them break the line, which really irritates me, I would have to say, in this game for sure. So, but here we are at the end of this video. I hope you are enjoying this series. I hope you enjoy the world. Let me know your comments, suggestions. How do you enjoy playing this world? Do you like it? Are you having fun? Just anything, any kind of comment, whatever you have, go ahead and leave it down below. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.